Megan. Hey, I wanted to jump on this morning to just speak some life over you about giving yourself some grace as you're building out your life, giving yourself some grace as you are in the build of building something beautiful right now. After taking an entire month off, after taking an entire month off, I can truly tell you that sometimes you just need to not take a break from your life or take a break from business or take a break from your kids, but sometimes you need to schedule in time for yourself to have more space and more grace to be able to figure out some of the challenges that are in front of you that are beautiful challenges, because without those challenges you would never become the person that you were meant to be. And so I think back to the lessons that I've learned over the last month of taking that time off, because I took all of July off, and really I scheduled it because what I was starting to feel is that with the pivot into COVID and shifting our business, and we worked really hard, where I was working 7 days a week, and I wouldn't regret any of that at all. But what happens is it's almost like resentment starts to kick in somewhere, and resentment isn't about the people in your life. It's not about your job, your career, your business, whatever it is. Often we like to pinpoint it and just nail people or things to the cross. Like, oh, I have to pull back in my business because it's not worth it. I don't want to give up time with my friends or my kids, or my health is deteriorating. I've heard that so many times. I just saw a guy at a coffee shop who's a major, like, he just makes such a big difference working at this coffee shop. And he says to me, I had to quit the coffee shop because he said, when I was away, he said he lost all this weight when he took a vacation. He goes, when I was away, I lost all this weight and I got healthy, and now I'm finding that I'm becoming unhealthy working again. And I thought to myself, it wasn't the appropriate place to talk about it because there was all these people around him. But I thought to myself, you're working at a coffee shop, and I say this to internet entrepreneurs all the time. I'm sitting in my home right now. And I've been sitting in my home way before COVID ever happened. I'm sitting in my home and I'm getting to stream live because of this beautiful technology and make a difference. And often we put so much stress on ourselves about the thing that we're doing for life, for our career, that we are the problem because we don't schedule any grace in our life. So in Heartcore, we call it flex time. Call it whatever you want. But at the end of the day, you've got to give yourself enough grace to realize, and perspective. Perspective is everything, to look down upon everything and realize that you're doing it. Like, what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, you're in the build, whether it's in your leadership where you're like, I'm learning how to just be happy. I'm learning how to just not get overwhelmed when something important when I'm working on something that's important to me. I'm learning how to not get frustrated when people disappoint me. Whether you're in a conversation of just working on your fundamental leadership so that you can be strong enough to be able to scale to that next level in your life, or have that next child, or grow more financial abundance in your life, whatever you're trying to grow into, it requires your personality and your character to up level. And so often what I find is that we as human beings would like to blame the people we're married to, or the people that we're dating, or maybe the people that we're not dating, or our businesses, or our careers, or COVID, or somebody cutting you off on the freeway. We like to blame all those things. For the fact that we're not operating at the level that we know that we can be, or we're not as happy as we know that we could be. And I just want to encourage you to just not sell your happiness that quickly. And the way that I have been able to do it all these years is I've taken the last week of every single month off, and it's flex time. You can hear some of my clients, past clients like Sage Levine, or good friends of mine like Allison Maslin. You can hear these women and men talking about flex time, and some of them adopted it early, and some of them had to have something massively devastating happen in their life before they would actually take on flex time. And so the good news is that no matter where you're at, you don't have to have something devastating happen to you. You can actually take on flex time now. And so I know Allison Maslin does exactly what I do. I'm pretty sure that Sage still does, where they both take off the last week of the month. It seems to be a really great system. I've told people inside of our company, like our COO, I said, Denise, why don't you take the last Friday of every single month off so that she can like continue to pour into her family the way that is important to her. Sometimes when you're married to someone, you feel like, there's a lot of separation that can happen because you're not spending really close, intimate time. Maybe you're spending time around each other, but you're not spending intimate time together where you're actually laughing. Like my husband and I we bought electric bikes and we went on an electric bike ride the other day, and he did a pop a wheelie and he fell, and he actually did hurt himself. Like he knocked the breath out of himself. But we laughed so hard because it was such a dude thing to do. You know what I mean? It was such a guy thing to do. Like, pop a wheelie in front of my girl and like flip off the back of the bike, right? And so, those moments are just kind of they're just kind of they just build great gratitude in you, and you are responsible for building that gratitude in you. So you know what you need, and my encouragement is build some sort of flex system into your life, whatever that works for you, and make it a non-negotiable. Whether you work for corporate America, whatever you do, you can still build these flex moments into your life, especially now with COVID and a lot of people working from home. Truly, who cares if you work from Santa Barbara, San Diego, Chicago, New York? Like if you're working from home, you could go do a staycation anywhere, and still be able to work behind a computer if you're not in an office. So, not everybody, but most people have a great opportunity to be able to really live the life of an entrepreneur right now, and kind of just look at, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to go work from the beach today? I'm looking at the beach. Or do you want to go work from your backyard? Do you want to go work outside a coffee shop? Do you want to, like, where do you want to go work? And you can do that now, which is kind of cool that a lot of corporations are, like, that's one of the advantages, that a lot of corporations have sent people home. Now, if you're unemployed and you're in a conversation where you're like, oh, Shanda, like this flex time, I got lots of it, too much of it, and all I'm doing is worrying, then, I'm going to recommend that you really stop. I mean, I know it's hard to believe that gratitude works. Okay, so I'm going to say I have had a hard time believing along the years that gratitude could be the key to me unleashing a new attitude. And I can tell you, and you know this already, a new attitude makes all the difference in the world, because you will be willing to find solutions for problems, like financial solutions if you need them, that are not available to you when you feel like you are low energy or that you're just unhappy. And so if you're unemployed right now or you're financially strapped right now, I recommend that you really just stop and start writing out things that you're grateful for and why. There was a time in my life I couldn't write what I was grateful for because I wasn't grateful for anything. I was so low financially. I was so broke it hurt. Anybody else out there ever been so broke it hurt? Like, seriously, go in the chat and say me. Like, don't leave me out here feeling like I'm the only one. But I was so broke it hurt, and I couldn't write what I was grateful for. And I remember somebody telling me how gratitude was the key. So I started writing what I was proud of myself for and why. So I'm proud of myself for moving to America with $500 in my pocket, because it showed me that really I am stronger than I think. I'm proud of myself for, raising the cutest little rat terrier to the age of almost 18 years old, and she was healthy until really the last, I would say, 10 months of her life. And I'm just happy that I just loved her a lot, and I loved her well, and we had such a beautiful relationship. And the reason why that's important to me is because I know that I can love at that level. Right? And so I don't know what you're proud of yourself for, but I know that if you were to just spend 10 minutes, set 10 minutes on a phone today, and you just write like give yourself a 10-minute timeline and don't allow yourself to get off what you're proud of yourself for and why, and you will come out the other end of that, most likely shifting that proud to gratitude. All right, I'm going to go do my workout right now. So I want to send you guys so much love. I'm doing Juliana Ho, I think her name is. Everybody says we look like each other, and I never remember her name. It's awful. I need to care enough to remember her name. But she has a workout called Kinergy, and it's fantastic. And so I am going to go do Kinergy now. So all you ladies, or all you people who would love a little more dance and femininity in your life, Kinergy is an incredible workout. So I'm going to go do that right now because it's starting. So God bless you. So much love. Spirit's taking care of you, and know that grace is the secret to you guys working harder and having the endurance to go longer. So, what is your flex that you need to put in, and what is the gratitude that you need to do today? Talk to you soon. Bye.